Tesla is one of Yahoo Finance's top trending tickers today. Why? It's Battery Day, and CEO Elon Musk is expected to announce details about a new type of battery cell it's developed. Joining us now to break it all down is Dan Ives from Wedbush Securities. So Dan, we've been talking about this on this show for quite some time, this Battery Day. But you know what? Yesterday, it looked like Musk poured a little cold water on it all with a tweet saying they probably won't be able to ramp up with this new battery until 2022. Is he trying to, manage expectations here?
I think he's just setting the scene. I mean, because ultimately it's all about the million-mile battery and price parity. And if you look, if they lay that out and the trajectory is till 2022, that's something that's still, in my opinion, a game changer for Tesla. And I think it's just typical Musk setting the scene. But ultimately, look, this is, in my opinion, just a significant event in terms of battery. They look at the EV market competition across the board. Tesla has to continue to show where they are and how they have that lead, not just from a brand perspective, but of course from a battery technology perspective. That's the key.
Want to turn your attention to all the drama surrounding Nikola now that its founder and chairman Trevor Milton has stepped down amid these fraud allegations that he says are false. Do you believe that he was pushed out and that they very publicly made it seem as though he voluntarily moved to step down as he tries to fight these allegations?
I mean, look, it really comes down from an investor perspective. It's the event in terms of him leaving. That's really the focus, and no doubt. I mean, they have Herculean like climb, to sort of succeed in this market with him out. And I think the story changes with him not at Nikola. I think from an investor perspective, obviously it's been a twilight zone, the last few weeks. It still comes down to that GM partnership, making sure that stays rock solid. They do have a strong bench. And also I think in terms of the broader space, I do think it's more contained to Nikola rather than broader issues across technology. I think there's been some questions about that. But I could tell you investors yesterday, it continues to be more of a contained situation.
Dan, you've ripped apart Nikola's financials. You've studied the company. Is this a Theranos type situation? I've seen the photos that Milton has posted on his Twitter account, on his Instagram account. It looks like they have products, but do they work? Is it their own products? Are you concerned that this is just a shell company?
Look, it's a prototype. I mean, part of why we have a hold on it, it's a wait and see. In terms of the execution, can they be successful in semis? Can hydrogen fuel cells be successful? How big could that GM partnership be? But it comes down to can they execute and not just talk, but walk the walk? And that's why when it comes to EV right now, the proven leader is Tesla. And Nikola, we've sort of had a wait and see approach because remember, right now, financials, there aren't any. In terms of revenues, it's all on the come as you go into 2022, 2023.
What do you need to see from the new executive chairman to help restore investor confidence? I wrote a story yesterday and I put forth that they need clearer timelines for these products. And I would say within that semi-truck, within the Badger, they need a detailed list for investors of what is proprietary technology to them. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I agree. I think you got to roll off the models, whether it's in Germany or in Arizona. And really, it's a deep dive for investors in terms of the proprietary piece, what's OEM. And it's really given not just a timeline, but really a strategy and better understanding what the models look like going forward. That's what they need to do, especially given all the black clouds that we've seen around the story, which has clearly neutralized any news from the GM piece.
Dan, I want to get back to that GM partnership because here you have GM going to be lending its hydrotech fuel cell technology, its battery systems, its new battery systems to power Nikola's Badger pickup truck. This is not Nikola's technology. I mean, isn't this raising doubts about the validity of Nikola's technology that Trevor Milton keeps saying is breakthrough?
Yeah, I think it's been a double-edged sword because, of course, you get GM to build it out, right, in terms of from an execution and the $2 billion that they have invested, at least from an equity perspective, gives them now the ability to sort of meet some of their execution goals. Yeah, but of course, it's raised questions about that. And I think that's a big focus for investors. And it's something that's come up clearly in the last, call it 7 to 10 days. And that's why, in our opinion, it's a wait and see. And we take a more cautious approach on it, especially covering tech 20 plus years. It's all about proving out the vision. And I think buying those names ahead of that, is always a slippery slope.
Dan, the sell side community has come really under attack by these short sellers. Hindenburg Research, you had Carson Block yesterday. As someone who has been doing this for such a long time, and I was on the sell side too at one point, and I get it, really exhaustive research. Is there something, not necessarily you, because you have kept it real on Nikola since it launched, but the broader sell side community, are they missing something on this company?
Look, I think, anytime you have visions and prototypes and you don't have models out there, no different than maybe biotech and some other areas, if these things become, very sort of bull bear stocks, you either believe in the vision that they could be successful or you don't, which speaks to, the bears and they remember the bears have done a ton of work here and, some very smart people. So I think that's why right now, Brian, it really comes down to proving out the vision. It's clearly an investor penalty box stock. And I also think, you go back to Battery Day, I think it just highlights what Musk and Tesla have done to get here. Think about all the roadblocks and all the skeptics and all the haters, and they've continued to be successful despite obviously, tripping over their shoelaces on a number of different areas. And I think this is a showcase event for them, but it also shows that there's only one Tesla. And it's hard to get there. But remember, there's many EV players, GM, of course, in China, a number of others going after. That's why today's a big day for the industry, not just Tesla.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.